to truth. Yeah, I'm married to truth. I'm married to truth. Come on. I'm married to truth.
And welcome. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr. And the show is Let the Truth Be Told. First, I want to give the folks a little commentary this morning. There's a lot of people running around talking about their community activists. And this is derived from the word action. And the reason why I'm going here is because after being a true activist for over 30 years now, with the Living and Driving Around Black Foundation, and before that, NAACP and National Action Network with Reverend Sharpton, I've learned a lot of things about being a true activist, things not to do as an activist, things that I say not to do as an activist. If you're not out here actually doing the work, if you're not out here filing lawsuits, if you're not out here addressing discrimination, if you're not out here going to the prisons and reaching out for brothers and creating programs for them when they come home so they can get their lives back on track, if you're not out here writing legislation, and all y'all activists know who I'm talking about. This ain't no secret, because you can check my record on what I do. If you're not out here and you can't call an employer who have discriminated against somebody and get their job back with a phone call, if you can't do that, and if you're not out here on the front line writing legislation or thinking about legislation that can be written to change the dynamics in the Black community to help our people, if you're not out here doing none of that, then you ain't no activist. And to those who know D. Lowry, that have worked with me before, that I've seen your work and it's so shoddy and shady that it's all about you making some dollars. And you know who I'm talking about right now. I can't stand to see people all up on Facebook. They talking about this. They talking about that. They can give you some good ideas, but they ain't taking no damn actions to make nothing happen. We at a place right now where this shit is real. We got earthquakes here. We got all sorts of stuff in the air. We got viruses. We got wars. People talking about bombing the United States. And Black people still running around here. They didn't get the memo. We still running around here worrying about turning something up. And niggas wearing dresses called Young Jock. Oh, come on, man. It's something really, really wrong with us. We don't see the big picture because we don't own nothing. And just like the catastrophes that have happened, just like Houston got shut down, just like Florida's got mowed down, and it's going to continue to be that way if we don't change. And Black people, we ain't got nothing going on, so guess what? When it happens to us, we're going to end up on concentration camps. We too busy running around here trying to be peacocks and trying to do this and show who got the biggest car, who got the biggest house, who got this, who can dress this. And we just raised and let a bunch of dumbass generations grow up without any foundation or not any knowledge of who they are. So to my brother activists out here, who you call yourself an activist, I'm calling y'all out. And y'all know who they are. Y'all know who y'all sit around on Facebook and make all these great posts and ain't doing nothing. It's time to put up or shut up. Work, and I see you out here on Facebook talking about you did something and you ain't did it, I'm busting you out. Message to you and all y'all fake activists running around here hollering about somebody ain't on no video and you ain't never did no work to find out if the video for real, Mr. Holmes. Now, if all the rest of y'all say y'all doing something, come get with me. Y'all know where y'all can find me at right here. Let's take a break, girl.
Shut town. Are you ready? Come on. JD on the track. Yeah. True. Come on. Hey, true. Hey, true. I'm married to truth. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Yeah. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Come on. I'm married to the truth. You're always there for me. And I know that you care for me. You're always down for me. You're always there to pick me up. You quit my thirst when I was thirsty. I feel like Lord, peace have mercy. Man, homie, when I'm feeling lonely, cause it's the truth that shape and mold me. Truth be told, cause I'm married to it.
And welcome back. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr., and the show is that the truth be told. Folks, I had to get that off my chest. There's a lot of stuff going on out here in America today, and we're really not addressing it as a people, but we got to start somewhere. So I'm just trying to let folks know, if you need my help, I'm out here for real. It ain't no joke for me, and we'll do whatever we can to help you out. Now, I want to take some time out right now, because we going to get into the session. First, give me all praises to God, my Lord and Savior Jesus, for saving me. And I want to thank all you guys, the listeners, the Facebook listeners, my regular listeners all over the country who listening to Let the Truth Be Told. I want to talk to my people out there. We're the baby boomers. We're considered the baby boomers. And, you know, a lot of us have gotten to that age now where we can think about retirement. We are thinking about different plans like the Medicare plans, the Medicaid plans that you can use for insurance if you don't have that type of pension insurance. But as a licensed, trained professional insurance advisor, and I'm saying a trained insurance advisor, not an agent, not a broker, but an advisor. And my position is I took an extra year to learn about the Medicare process and the Medicaid process and how it's being applied, especially in the Black community, because our seniors do not understand these programs, and they're getting hit with a lot of out-of-pocket expenses. A lot of the seniors are on fixed incomes, and they can't really afford to keep spending money out of their pocket to keep their insurance together, so that they don't have to go broke trying to make a decision on whether they want to eat, want to pay the insurance or what, because of the bills that they're getting. So there's several colleagues of mine who all of us have gotten together. These are all Black licensed insurance advisors. We're all professionals. We do have our certifications through the federal government, CMS, for Humana, Cigna Health Springs, Aetna, Mutual of Omaha, and all these different carriers who provide the Advantage Plan C for people who are on Medicaid. And so we've been doing seminars at all the senior buildings. We're trying to reach out for all the senior buildings across the city of Chicago and do seminars so we can sit down with our seniors and educate them on these different plans that they have to get them to understand the penalties that are involved if they do not get certain parts of Medicare at a certain time, so that open enrollment season is October 15th through December 7th, so that they can understand how to use these plans, the Part C, the Part D, the F, all of those plans, and I'll let you know what they mean in just a second, so that they can properly be able to get coverage for themselves while they're to the rest end of their life. And so one of the things that I want to let seniors know who have Medicare, the red, white, and blue card, Part A and Part B. Well, President Obama did, and I have to say it, I'm not a great fan of the president, but he did do some things that benefited us in a way to where our seniors were able to consolidate their benefits. Because as it was before the Obama Act, you would have to pay for a Plan D, which was prescriptions, and then you would need a Plan F for vision, and all these different supplements that had to be with Medicare, because Medicare A and B was not planned as a standalone for insurance for the American citizens who worked all their lives, paid the FICA tax, and that's what this insurance is about. For all the years, the 40 years that you've worked and you paid into this insurance, this FICA tax is what funded the Medicare, and these are your benefits for free. Now, there's an illusion being created around the HMO and around a PPO, which is a preferred physician plan, to where the different plans are, you can go out. With an HMO, you have to stay inside of the network. The specialists, the doctors there, and which is an excellent plan if you don't have any money, okay? If you don't have any money and you can't afford to pay a premium, but you do qualify for Part C, then you need to be in an HMO. The problem that Black people and a lot of seniors having is they do not understand, or they do not how to operate within the restraints and the rules of the HMO. Instead, they go out and get PPOs, which are the paid premiums, so they can step outside the network, and don't realize that when you pay the premium for a PPO, which could be $100, $150 a month, all depends on what type of plan that you have, that when you go even out of that network, it costs you 50% of the bill that you would have to pay stepping out of that network. So in other words, if you go out the network and your bill bit to be $100 out of the network, you still gonna pay that premium, and then you're gonna pay 50% of that out of network cost. And so what we decided to do as educators is to be able to sit down with seniors and teach them how to operate these plans. So if you're listening out there, you got a senior mom, dad, you got an aunt, you got an uncle, they're on Medicare, even if you are not a senior and you're on Medicare because you've been on disability for over 24 months, then you qualify for Medicare A and B because of the disability. And even in all these instances, as long as you got A and Part B, you automatically qualify for Part C. Now with that Part C, it comprises your dental at no cost to you, your vision at no cost, hearing at no cost, transportation, homemaking, it has wellness in it, all your prescriptions are free. This Part C is really, I would say, something that the President Obama hung his hat on it. And, and after becoming a licensed professional and looking into this thing, I really had to take my hat off to him, because I give credit where credit due. He really did look after the seniors with this Advantage Plan Part C. But as usual, our white counterparts have been using this Part C for over 6 or 7 years now. Some Black people know about it, and some Black seniors have been using it, but they haven't been using it properly, and they've been getting bad plans that just does not benefit their need. So we at GTL, at D. Lowry and Associates, have decided that it's our responsibility to take a look at these plans and sit down with our senior population and be able to educate them on how to use these plans properly so that they don't have to come out of their pocket with a lot of astronomical extra cost that they can't afford, that's putting a burden on the baby boomers who have to take care of their parents, myself included, you know, and it's putting a burden on us to try to understand and keep our parents going when there's plans out there that they can have that would have no cost to them. There's plans out there where if the senior needs to get back and forth the doctor's appointments, there's transportation provided in the no-cost Part C. If they need dental work, this plan pays up to over $2,000 a year for dental work. The vision, it pays up to about $1,500 a year for glasses, and all the vision exams are free. These different plans for Advantage Part C are excellent for our seniors. And what we're doing as insurance educators, because we're not advisors, we're not here to make money off the seniors, we're here to educate them. And if they have plans already that they're unhappy with or doesn't fit the needs that they have, then we are capable advisors where we're able to write new plans for them and get them on the right track so that they don't have to experience all the discrimination and all the cheating and folks ripping them off, and they really can't afford to use the service if they don't know it properly. So we wanted to make sure that people know where we're at. If you have a senior building, you know, some parents out here that don't understand, and this is really for our young baby boomers, the older baby boomers. We need to educate our community more, because I spent a lot of time throughout this whole week. We're preparing for open enrollment. That will be October 15th through December 7th. And myself and my team have been preparing for this because we've already started to get out to the senior homes, assisted living. We're talking to our seniors who are, by the way, very intelligent. They just don't know how to find the information that they need to make the right decision. But our team of insurance educators / advisors have been beating the pavement. We've been out here. We've been hosting seminars at the different senior buildings across the state. We've been hosting seminars in the south suburbs, west suburbs. So we're out here trying to make sure that when open enrollment comes, that our seniors make the best educated decision on their insurance coverage that they possibly can get. And that's the role of what we're doing with Living and Driving While Black. D. Lowry and Associates, Guaranteed Trust in Life is one of our home offices we work with. So we're out here really trying to make sure that our seniors can get that benefit, know how to get it and use it, so that it can benefit not only them, but benefit those who are trying to help them as they grow gracefully, you know, into that time. So, you know, if you have any problems, if you have any senior buildings that you know of, you can contact me, 708-663-5262. If you have any questions, if you don't know and you're taking care of somebody that is a senior who's on Medicare and you don't know more about what's going on or how to use the plan itself, then call us again, 708-663-5262. And we will be glad to come out. We answer a lot of phone calls. We can help people over the telephone. I was blessed to have a lady all the way from California to call me last week on the show. And I was able to assist her just by advising her on what she needed to do with her Medicare program. So, you know, again, the number 708-663-5262. Believe me, we're open 24/7. We want to be able to make sure that our seniors know how to deal with this situation and get the best possible benefits. It is saying that that's my second segment. That's my second segment. Earl, let's go back to the music, man, and I'm going to get ready for the last portion of the show.
Shut town. Are you ready? Come on. JD on the track. Your boy Preacher. Yeah. True. Come on. Hey, true. Hey. Hey, true. Hey. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Married to the truth. Yeah. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Come on. I'm married to the truth. You're always there for me. Yeah, for me. And I know that you care for me. Yeah, for me. You're always down for me. Down for me. You always there to pick me up. You quenched my thirst when I was thirsty. I feel like Lord, please have mercy. Man, homie, when I'm feeling lonely, cause it's the truth that shaping mold me. Truth be told, cause I'm married to it. If it ain't the truth, man, I don't wanna do it. Real love, be official. It bear forgiveness and it be sacrificial. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Yeah, I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Come on. I'm married to the truth.
And welcome back. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr. And the show is Let the Truth Be Told. Well, you know, folks, now, for all of those who are Christians, and for all of those of you who read the Bible, who are spiritual, and for all of those who follow Allah and Buddha and all the rest of the proclaimed religions, I got a message for you. Now, I try to stay, even though I'm a warrior for God, I try to stay out of this realm of using this Bible to put across my point to people. And especially us black people. We fill the churches up on Sunday and we tithe and we give, and we know that we believe in the word of God. And so I'm spiritual. The Bible says, read for yourself to show yourself approved. Now, I do go to church sometimes, but I do read, being spiritual, and I understand. I read the Quran, I read the Bible, that I know for sure that in this Bible, it talks about these days and these times. Now, I'm not saying this to try to get into any argument with anybody, because that's not what I'm here for. Oh, look what look what the joint. Hey baby, how you doing? But I'm glad. We got a little sensitive, but I'm gonna go on and get my get over here close to me now.
I like that smile. You got the Bible open.
I had to bring it because this you missed the first part of the show. I got some stuff off my chest.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
But I wanted to read this because I read, and I wanted to just say, no, I'm not trying to get anybody to follow anything. I'm not trying to change your belief on what you believe out here,
or don't believe,
or what you don't believe. All right, Well, all I'm doing is showing you.
Okay.
Now,
what are we talking about?
We're talking about the times.
Oh, boy.
What I posted on Facebook about the show was how these disasters are affecting Black people.
Okay.
How it's affecting us. It affects all of us in a different way, Cherry. But how is it affecting Black people? And so when the thought came to mind, I thought about this scripture. Now I'm gonna read a little bit this up to you, and then I got my homegirl here. She can help me chop this up. But folks,
try.
all I'm doing, and for y'all Facebook listeners, I'm gonna give y'all something to think about right now. All I'm doing is delivering a message I was told to deliver, and I'm gonna get it off on me, and I'm gonna give it to y'all, and y'all can chop it up.
Do with it what you want.
Now, in Matthew's chapter 24, and it started at verse 3. The heading of this, the signs of the time and the end of age. Now, it says that on the Mount of Olives, this is Yeshua, Jesus for y'all who don't know. The disciples came to him privately saying, tell us when these things will be, and what will be the sign of the things to come at the end of the age. And this is what Yeshua said, take heed that no one deceive you, for many will come in my name, I am the Christ, and will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Now, let me interject. North Korea, China, South Korea, we're about to go to another war, right?
Okay, I'm following so far.
Okay.
All right.
And see that you're not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
See that you are not troubled.
Right.
Okay.
It said, but the end is not yet. It said, for nations will rise against nations, and kingdoms against kingdom, and there will be famine, pestilence, earthquakes in various places. Now, we got famine in Africa. We got famine in the United States. We got homeless people starving, living bad.
Yeah. You mentioned age too.
Yeah, but listen to this. AIDS, okay. We got pestilence. All sorts of diseases, all sorts of new bugs are popping up. People are getting all sorts of different diseases. They're getting different type of viruses that's making them sick. We have the federal government putting chemtrails in the air. They're putting the type of stuff in the air that causes respiratory problems, people's sinuses. I went to Ohio last week, and the change of atmosphere, this is true.
I believe you.
We left out of Illinois, me and my sweetie. We left out of Illinois. We got to Ohio. And when I got to Ohio, I started complaining. I was saying, wow, my eyes started burning in my throat. And believe it or not, when I got to the hotel room, I was actually sick. I mean, the infection, I had a whole infection in my face. So we can see that the pestilence is true. Now,
man-made.
Man-made.
It is.
But it's still the truth.
Okay.
All right. And then it says, and
help me make my point.
Earthquakes in various places. All these things are the beginning of sorrow. All right, I'm gonna stop right there.
Okay.
All right.
Let me go back to the word age now. And then there was another. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. That's Matthew 24.
Matthew 24.
But we have to look at how we define certain words in there. Like,
okay,
how do you define age? What is an age?
An age is the time. The time. No matter what age it is, no matter what time it is, whether
that's not the end of the world, though.
No. The age means that 10 years ago.
There are many.
10 years ago was an age. That was 10 years ago.
Okay.
People were born in that age.
There are many that think that the whole world is coming to an end.
No, that's not what it's saying. So that's what I'm
saying. That's the interpretation that many Christians take.
But that's why I'm saying I'm delivering a message today now.
Okay.
I got to get this off me.
Get it off.
Now, look at what's happening, folks.
Mm-hmm.
This book was written thousands of years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how could it be in this time, which is considered age, in this time,
that is coming true?
That all of this stuff is happening?
Because there's a group of people that came together to create this word. And there's plans that had to be put into place for it all to come into fruition. All of this doesn't happen overnight.
No, not at all. But that's not my point. And that's a good point.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
verse what?
It's happening. Started at verse 3. Okay. It's happening. Look at Houston. Houston was totally shut down. And see, a lot of people didn't know that. My son is in Houston, Texas.
No kidding.
And for a while when Devon was going through, I didn't quite understand what was going on until I really saw it, and I was able to contact him, and he was okay. So I thank God for that. But a lot of people don't know that the city of Houston sits like in a valley. It sets sub below the sea level.
Perfect target, huh?
It's a perfect target. The whole city got shut down. Rains, a tornado, the winds, it filled the city in a basin. And the only thing that saved a lot of people was some of the property set on hills. But prime example. Now, look at, that was Hurricane who? The first one was Hurricane Harvey, like Harvey, Illinois. It's in bad shape too.
They fighting all out loud.
But that's another show.
Man, it is. It really is.
But then we had Hurricane Irma. Okay, Hurricane Irma came, and she caused a lot of devastation right behind Hurricane Harvey. It just pretty much did so much damage to offset what Harvey did in Houston, it did to Florida. Now, these things that we're talking about that's happening right now, that's happening in this age, in other words, in this time that we exist.
That had some of this
stuff. Well, all I'm saying is, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm looking at this book.
Yep.
And it's true, it's actually happening right now.
But, okay, two things.
Go ahead.
One, again, is a repetition. This was a group of people that created something. And we kind of give it fuel. We give it power. We do, because we don't know that we are creators. So if this is what we say, okay, this is real. This is how it's going to be because this said so. And then someone is telling you, someone put these thoughts into you. That's just how it works. And one more thing. Let me just say this, because you remind me of it so much, is that we look at things, we tend to habitually look at things so negatively, we don't even know that we are. And you do it a lot.
And you know what? My dear sister, correct contraire.
Here we go. Here we go.
The name of the show is Let the Truth Be Told.
Yep.
And so, however that you want to place it and however you word it, the truth of the matter is, if it was written thousands of years ago, and people can think, because we are creators. We are creators, just like you said, we're right. And so guess what? We're the creators of this mess.
Good point. Because we habitually think so negatively. Like I saw a campaign, which we do a lot all over the place, but there's consistent campaigns, stop the violence. If we did something as simple as forget about violence, not forget about it, but at least put it on the back burner and create campaigns of promote peace instead of stop the violence. Because whatever you focus on is going to grow. And when you say stop the violence, you're actually focusing on violence instead of over here. Forget about that. Let's promote peace. Violence isn't even in the picture. All you considering is peace.
Well, I agree with you.
So hard. Why it's so hard to get.
This is a rare show. This is a real rare show where me and you get one-on-one, and we find some common ground here. Everything that you're saying has validity to it.
So why is it so hard to just? We know it's there, but why don't we put all of that energy that the Creator gave us into something good. Promote peace.
But
I understand that,
but it's not enough of us that think like that, Cherry.
Well, that's
It's
because on the headline and on the forefront, all we're saying is violence.
But yeah, but you should have been in the first part of the show when I got some stuff off my chest. Okay,
I'm gonna check it out, and I'm
Because-
gonna text you too.
because we have to do more than just put out flyers.
Mhm.
We have to do more than just talk about it and have great seminars. I heard this brother named Killer Mike, and we're going to get back to this. We got some time.
Mhm.
I heard this brother, we've been talking about this, that black people ain't ready. Black people, we not ready.
I disagree with that.
No. What I'm saying, I'm going to put some stuff to you right now.
Mhm.
Now, how many black people out there, and y'all know the number, 708-223-8953. How many black people out there that have gardens and raising food?
More now.
More now. But the majority don't even know what a garden is. Okay.
Okay, now that's actually a prime example. Instead of focusing on how many people don't have
but I'm not. But I'm making a point now. Now I'm making a point.
Okay,
I'm making
make
a
your
point.
Make your point. Go ahead.
Very few of us know about gardens and how to fix our own food. That's the point I'm getting to.
Mhm.
How many people out there that if we didn't have a food chain, could you survive off the wilderness? If we had to go into the wilderness, how many of you know how to fish? How many people out there that can find a string and step in the stream and reach down and catch a fish with their bare hands?
That may be, I would rather promote the fact that more people are doing it now than 5 or 10 years ago.
But the point that I'm making is this. What do we own besides the nice cars?
And I completely agree with you.
But you see where I'm going with this?
Yes,
I'm
however,
going with this.
Wouldn't it be more that our creative power is so important right now? Why not create the fact that more people are doing better?
But we are doing
I don't
better.
want to focus on the ones that don't. I don't.
But it's so many. It's so many out here. The majority of
True,
black people,
and we know this.
are
Every
not
one
ready.
of us knows
And
this.
so my point is this. If we don't change the way we think, and if we don't start stocking up, because these disasters that just happened showed us how weak we are. Because
they're on purpose.
Yeah, these are just warning signs to us to say, black people, it's time for us to get our house in order. It really is.
They're catalysts for us to think a different way.
Exactly, because we can't continue to think the way we're thinking. We don't control nothing. We don't control our own destinies. We're not controlling our own communities. We're waiting for stuff.
You're doing it again.
No. I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. But I'm gonna come to a place where you're gonna like it what I'm saying.
Eventually,
I'm gonna get there.
Like 3 minutes left.
Right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is now the solution is we got to do better at communicating with each other. Mm-hmm. We are in dire straits right now. Mm-hmm. You would think that if y'all going to church,
we're in the workout phase. We're building our muscles. That we didn't know. That we didn't know we had.
Well, I think we better take some spinach, Popeye, so the muscles can come out.
But we're diminishing our muscles. They are atrophy. They atrophy when we focus on the negative.
But see, this is not about focusing.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. This is giving it power.
No.
Energy.
May the Lord have blessed to the reading of His words. I'm gonna close the book now. Put that down.
Okay.
All right. This is not about the book.
Okay.
This is about the truth for me. Mm-hmm. And the truth of the matter is that it's time for black people to wake up, and really are, because we're in dire straits. We're in a place where if something happened catastrophic, like it's starting to happen, we don't have food, we don't have water. We would not have the skills to maintain and take care of our families. See, I'm coming from a fatherless position right now, just from that position, and an advocate for mankind. And what I'm saying is this. As a father, and I know that these things are coming, and I'm not prepared, I would hate to be sitting there and watch my children die only because they don't have food or they don't have water, and the signs of the times are in our face, and we are not prepared. And so my job right now is to say, because I'm you know what, I buy a lot of water, I'm getting dried foods, man, in case something happens now, in case the electricity fall out now, I'm getting more weapons, I'm getting more ammunition, and I'm getting prepared, because don't put no money in no bank now. Because when the banks fall,
there's been a lot in that neighborhood too.
Right. That's going to be another show. But we're going to do a series of shows of how we're trying to prepare our people psychologically for what's about to come. So we just won't be like the grasshopper and the ant. You know the story of the grasshopper and ant, right? You know, well, what may come, but we need to be prepared.
Yeah.
Now, let me give y'all the story of the grasshopper and the ant. And black people, we grasshoppers.
Knocking them down.
I just got to tell the truth. The show is not the truth. Okay, here's the story. All right, my father told me this story a long time ago, and I used to laugh, but I understood it. See, in the beginning of the spring, the ant, you'll see ants on the ground, and the ant will start preparing for the fall. You'll see pieces of crumbs of food moving, and it's in the springtime, and those little ants will be storing up for the fall time, like what's right now. But the grasshopper, he won't do nothing while he see the ants working and getting prepared for the fall. He be out there, he be singing, he be jumping around, he be enjoying springtime. He ain't not worried about the fall because he having such a good time. Now this us black people. It's the grasshopper. And white folks is the ant, and all of those who are preparing, right? And so as the summer, as the summer goes on, I'm just telling the truth. Wait, I'm gonna let you get it in.
Many of us just aren't in the position where we can.
So let me fast forward the story so Sherry can get her stuff in. All right. And so as the fall comes and the leaves fall off the tree, you will see the ants start to disappear. They start going into their places that they've gotten ready for the fall, for the winter. You know, they got food and everything. You will see the grasshopper still out there jumping around, not worrying about nothing. And then when the first frost comes, the grasshopper dies and freezes to death. Now, you're going to see a bunch of ants after that first frost, because what they're going to do, they're going to come out of their little safe havens. They're going to get that grasshopper, and they're going to drag his ass down into the safe house for food for the winter. And I'm saying that that's us black people. So when a natural disaster happened and we haven't prepared, we will be used as food for those who are being prepared.
We're already being used as food on many different levels from these entities. I'm saying they coming at us, but anyway, I'm not gonna go there.
See that, but
I'm gonna go back to your story, but because, and I know this, you have to really broaden your imagination and be open for this. But when you spoke about that, I thought about Kanika. I thought about Kanika Jenkins, because the horror of that story wakes up a group of people. And I think every disaster that we're going through, the wars, the weather, even though it's thrown upon us, it's thrust upon us by these people who want us destroyed, it serves a purpose. For the ones who aren't ascending or who aren't growing during this time that we should have been doing at least 20 years ago, it makes us aware and it makes us wake up. We have to grow up. We have to open up and realize what we don't, or what we refuse to recognize before. Because of Kanika, more people are aware that our kids
are not ready.
They just have no heart.
No.
You don't let your friend go out like you just don't do it.
Well, let me say this.
And because
my condolences to
that's horrible,
my condolences to Kanika, is it Jenkins?
Yeah.
Family.
A lot of that.
Right. But you know what? You know what, Cherry?
Yeah.
You know what, Cherry? And it is really sad that our children,
and it's not just the children.
but it's really sad that our children don't quite understand the wickedness that this world can bring to them, because everybody you think is your friend is not your friend.
Very true.
And so,
true. But it's not just the children.
No, but I'm saying, what I'm saying is that, and she's had some. Sounds like they did a great job of bringing her up.
Yeah.
And as a family, but I have to say to my families right now, because of the jealousy and the hatred that's being displayed amongst us, our peers, we have to start informing our children, like my father and my mother informed us, that everybody that laugh in your face ain't your friend. We have to do a better job of examining the people that we hang with. If somebody that you with and they do something wrong to you and they treat you shady when other people come around, or they're trying to offer you drugs or get you to overdrink, you have to know when to say when. Because the idea of it, let me say this, the idea of and I've seen this in our generation. It's the thing, man. It's Friday night. I worked all week. Hell, I'm going to get drunk tonight. That mindset of drinking till you can get drunk. When you get to that stage, you be out of control. You don't think right. Your judgment is impaired. And think about it, Cherry. If you add drugs to it, you take some mescaline or some Molly or you the ecstasy. You take those.
I don't even know what happened. That stuff
but they're hallucinogenic drugs. If you take those drugs and you add alcohol, you're in not the state of mind to protect yourself.
And purpose. We're not living on purpose. We're not acting on purpose.
Well,
I mean, what's your point? When you have a drink, are you having a drink to get drunk, or are you taking a sip to kick back?
I don't drink.
I'm just saying, when you do, or when you did.
I drink.
You drank to get drunk. Okay.
But no, no, not just to get drunk. There was different purposes.
Okay, different. Okay. This is
now different purposes for me. I don't know, when I drank, you know, and I was with my girl or whatever the case may be, you know, it was to have a really good time.
See, why is that necessary?
It's just enjoying it.
Just like that. Well, I couldn't without it, so I understand.
So wait a minute. You had some flashbacks or some.
I did. I had a couple, but it doesn't take all of that.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, it enhances.
Right. I mean,
it enhances. You know, not just to go out to get drunk to say I was drunk. No, I didn't do that. You know, but I drank for a purpose. But
I believe in certain situations, especially with our young people, they do it just to fit in.
Right. And look, y'all, listen. We went through the same thing when we was y'all age. I was 19. I did foolish stuff, but then I kind of knew in my mind that because I couldn't trust a lot of people, not that they had done anything, but the way I was raised and the way I was taught to deal with people and not to dishonor my family name, it was certain things that I just would not do to bring dishonor to my family name. And one of those was getting drunk and making a spectacle out of myself, getting arrested, and dishonoring my community and my family name. So that's why. But those little values, those little nuggets, we have to try to instill in our children, because when you say I'm 19 and I'm gonna get drunk, you got all these people hanging around you. You know, they all ain't your friend, but they act like they're your friend. And once you get out of that position of control for yourself, anything can happen to you. And so for the Jenkins family, I'm so sad that it happened. And
it was a room full. That is so sad. There were a room full of people, and they let horrible things happen to that girl.
But it was planned. Somebody planned that.
It was a room full of people that she called her friends. And there was this one video, and I knew I was going to forget his name.
You can see
he edited he's a sound editor. So he took away layers of volumes of sounds and stuff that was going on in the room, and you could hear the conversations that these kids were having, and they knew the horrible things that was going on happening to this girl. And even her best friend was like, "I told you." What the hell? You know, just
grasshopper syndrome.
Completely disconnected from one another. It's like normal now.
And we talked about that on the show. A lot of people have, especially our younger people, have they have been conditioned to this horror and this drama that they think it's the norm, and it's not.
It's a disconnect. It's a major disconnect
because
we truly don't understand that we are all one. Like, I'm one with somebody I don't even know. I'm one with you.
I got your back.
If that happens to you, I'm supposed to feel something for you.
Well, back in the day, Cherry, you might want to admit to this. When I went out with my boys back in the day, they had
we never.
They had our back.
To this day,
you can't even.
To this day,
you couldn't. When we was coming up, we would never let any one of us get out of sight.
Yeah.
No matter what we was at in the room, we always had our eyes on each other.
We knew what was going on.
We knew what was going on in case something jumped off. Yeah. But see, that old walking through the jungle without knowing where to go, with lions, tigers, and bears. And you just walking and you don't know the path, you will be devoured if you don't watch where you're walking at. So those are some things that the camaraderie is different in this day and age. Because
I was about to say, I go through that now. Back in the day, I didn't have those issues. My clique was solid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
man. But it's all by design. We're all supposed to be separate. You're supposed to just care about yourself. What about my brother's keeper and my sister keeper?
Actually, a friend of mine just last night, literally, the conversation got so hot till he just basically cursed me out for caring about other people the way I do. But like, stop it. Like, don't do it anymore.
But listen to this, folks. And this is a great dialogue that we're having here. But I'm getting back to the signs of the time. This only shows.
Can we agree that we do have the power to control this?
Yes.
Like,
listen to this. Let me say that you're gonna love this.
Okay.
You're gonna love this for me.
Okay, you promise.
I promise.
Okay.
Black folks, listen to me closely. If we would only change the way we thought about each other, if we would only change the way we reacted and acted to each other, if we decided, this is us having our destiny in our own hands, if we decided enough was enough and we started getting ourselves together and started looking out for each other again and started helping each other again like we used to, then change would happen immediately. It wouldn't be, because see, the mindset is that, it takes time. It don't. It takes us to stop right now and start pulling ourselves together.
We saw some of that with the hurricanes.
Yeah, but
wasn't it like supposed to be? Well, it was disaster.
And then the hurricane.
It diminished quickly.
Right, but it destroyed.
It was 5 down to 2 pretty quickly. I have this vision of this man I saw. I was watching Jim Jones. Absolutely love Jim and Chrissy. I do, especially Chrissy. But anyway, he videotaped this older guy, went outside in a t-shirt and some thin shorts, and he just started dancing. Now
let me tell you something now. We got a few minutes to touch on this. Now, I don't want to sound racist or nothing like that.
You don't want to?
I don't want to. But I've been seeing a whole lot of white people being rescued and not a lot of black people being rescued.
More time on
because, believe it or not, I was looking and I'm saying, what about the black people? All I see is everybody running and they helping white folks, which is not a problem. See, that's what I mean. White folks helping white folks, it at any time happen. But there was a lot of black people that lost their lives because they was not getting the help.
And more black people, or just people in general, who wanted to go down there and who did.
They didn't let in.
They let them in, but they stuck now. I saw an ad for come get a job helping these people. The pay was supposed to be anywhere from $15 to $30 an hour. People actually went down there. If you check out Big Boy.
Now they're not getting it.
Not only that, but they're not even, they no rooms, and FEMA, they got checks to get hotel rooms. They're sleeping in the street. They're not getting paid. And a lot of unemployed people went down there to help, not getting paid, and now they're stuck, stranded there.
But you know,
and they're in Chicago. Like, I'm trying to think of the name. I know it's Big Boy.
But you know, the most saddest thing it is, Cherry.
I suggest you stick with people who
and we gonna touch on this next week. about disasters.
No Red Cross.
The Red Cross.
No FEMA. Don't do it. Don't
send no money to those places.
Yeah.
Because anytime the director of Red Cross make $500,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. But we talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this some shows ago. $300 million down there, and everybody saying that they broke. Where did the money go?
No, we're contributing to that.
Right, we're contributing to it.
When you have those facts and people are telling you about that, and you continue to give your money to them, knowing that, I know your heart just have to.
But you get caught up.
Take the time to find an organization that you know is going to do the right thing. There are groups and church groups around you that are actually going there to do the right thing.
But when y'all sending money, y'all sending big lumps of money, piling money up, sending it to FEMA, sending it to the Red Cross, and they ain't even assisting no black people down there anyway.
Stranded.
They stranded. And every person that's getting rescued.
And then one guy who went down, I think he was from Chicago, went down there to help them, and got gypped. They sleeping on the street. No food. But wait, they actually cleaned up an area so that they can feed people.
Right.
And the people who cleaned up around that, they weren't even allowed to eat.
See,
and I think this is like a week old
but you know
now.
what?
Still going through it.
That's because the compassion of a person that want to do something right, and then they go down there to help somebody. But you know what? That's the norm in the United States.
That's because we are not being more purposeful.
Well, you know, like I said, now this is how it affects the black community. Black people, educated ones.
I hate when you say that.
Educated ones broke. All y'all black people out there, y'all sending money down there. All our black athletes, y'all sending money down there. All y'all preachers, y'all getting trucks together. Y'all getting water together. Y'all putting money together to go down there and help people in Houston. Y'all getting stuff together to go down there and help people in Florida. Well, what about helping the damn people right here in the United States? In Chicago, right here, we got people sleeping on the streets. We got people that is hungry. We got people that ain't got no insurance. We got all this bad stuff happening right here in Chicago, and ain't none of y'all Negroes getting out here putting nothing together to stop no fighting, to feed nobody but your damn self. Y'all ought to be shaming yourself. And then y'all call yourself preachers. God help them.
Right. I've said it many, many times. We don't have to tithe on Sundays in the church. We could tithe in our communities.
Well, that's what it's about. All these Negro preachers out here hollering about Malachi 3. Don't rob God. Well, you know what? You robbing God. Wait, sister, let me finish. No. My point, that's the point that I'm making. Because when that scripture was written, it was written for the rich landowners. It's the Old Testament that was written so that the church could be built, that the people who was building the church was able to get a foundation. And that's why they requested 10% of tithes. He didn't just say money. He said 10% of tithe of self. And so you ain't got to give. I ain't giving nobody 10% of nothing I earn now because I'm doing pretty damn good. But what I am going to do is give 10% of myself, my knowledge, my wisdom, my help, all the things that I can do to help my people. Well, Earl got it. We got to wrap it up. Ooh, fire! Y'all, my last words. Go your last word, Sherry.
I don't know.
Well, listen, we got to go. It's been fun. We're going to have y'all back next week. Check Facebook fun. I love it. Enjoyed it. Next week, it's off the chain. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr. And the shows, Let the Truth Be Told. Let the Truth Be Told. Let the Truth Be Told. I would rather for you to hurt me with the truth than comfort me with a lie. See you next week.